What's going on, people? Let me make sure my mic is live. Is it live? Yes. Okay. Okay. So I believe I should hit this breakpoint if I run the program. No. No. Why not? Oh, because this folder does not exist. And even though I have this giant IDE, they can't do technology from 15 years ago to tell me it doesn't exist as I'm typing it in. Still doesn't exist. Well, maybe I didn't check it in the right way. Let me see. Oh, right. Uh-oh. Yeah. We have to rebuild because I'm working on experimental functionality. It is globally disabled until I turn it on. Twitch category is still set to Epitasis. Well, what isn't Epitasis, honestly? I mean, it sounds about as appropriate as science and technology. You know what I mean? Okay, now let's see if we hit our breakpoint. No! Is this because I checked it in the thing? Okay, so now let's look at because I checked in this. If I enable, well, let's just do that. If I enable this insert, it will, okay. That is what we're trying to debug right now. This, congratulations. All right. Pipes. What is stuck? One thing is stuck in pipe 4, which is the build pipe. Interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. I would have expected something to stick in the infer pipe. Okay, build pipe. Why are you stuck? It's a lambda, that's not surprising. It's got a dependency, but not, wait. Ugh, I hate this program, dude. Let's go back to what we were looking at because it closed everything because I wanted to switch the numbers to hex. Why do people say they can't live without IDEs? I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, let's get back to where we were. I just wanted to see that number in hex. Of course, I didn't necessarily want to see all my numbers in hex. That's also a lame thing about this. Dependencies, data, OX30. Wait, what? What are we depending on? Okay, wait, we're depending on something that's in the infer pipe, and yet there's nothing in the infer pipe. This is the infer pipe. Oh, wait, there's two things. Yeah, there are things in the infer. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, let's turn off the frickin' hex. Oh, great. Thanks for closing everything again. Fucking dude. At least hire the good summer interns if you're going to have them program this stuff. Have I tried Sea Lion? No. No. IDEs are stupid. They're a stupid idea. Okay. There are many reasons why they don't make sense. Okay, let me put it this way. This debugger would be a lot better at being a debugger if it was not part of this IDE, because all of the programming effort and user experience effort that went into making it cooperate with the rest of the IDE would have instead been put into making it a better debugger. Okay? Why does this debugger not get better over time? It's because Microsoft keeps prioritizing IDE features. Are we taking interns? Not in programming, probably. I don't know. I don't know. If there's an amazing person, we could always make an exception. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. If I tried Remedy BG, no, because it doesn't have data breakpoints. Till it has data breakpoints, I can't really use it. Like I use data breakpoints all the time. All the time. Okay. So what the hell are we doing? These are things that are not getting through the infer pipe. It's a body of a lambda. We won't be surprised by where it is. It's line 216, right? So let's look at that. 216. Iterator test. Oh, is it because it took a dependency? I'm actually a little bit surprised by this. Oh, except not really, because this, okay. Right, this will have been put in here. And then that will have been that. So, okay. Why is it stuck? We're at 50, so I bet it's an identifier. It's always what causes these. Yep, it's an identifier. I bet it's that identifier it, but let's see. Might not be. It is it. Okay, so it's getting stuck on this identifier on line 224. Okay. Now, I think that's because I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I got queued in line 582 of AST. Q lambda. Wait, oh, that's where, okay, never mind. That's not what I want. I want where the dependency got placed. Oh, well, it got placed on the infer of the identifier. So here's the thing. Is this the original identifier, or is it a copy? Let's find out. This may take a little while. See, this is exactly the sort of thing that I need to do. That remedy BG does not do. And I need to do it all the time. You mentioned C-line maybe mainly for if their debugger is better. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. I just got text that says, welcome to the chat room in my own chat room. Thanks, Twitch. Yeah, people who think IDEs are so critical should try programming without them. You'll really be surprised that actually probably your productivity goes up. But you wouldn't know it if you've never tried, if you've never compared the two cases. Data breakpoints are very slow sometimes when they have a conditional on them. So we've just got to chill for a bit. Chilling for a bit while we wait. There we go. It is a copy. Is it the copy being made? Yes, okay, hopefully the only time that we make a copy is when this insert directive fires. By the way, the stuff I'm debugging is all stuff that hasn't been demoed yet, so nobody probably knows what any of this is. We'll demo it eventually. Till then, it's just compiler features. Okay, so this is for the macro expansion. Oh, right, because we copy the block. When we do the procedure call expansion. Yes, that makes sense. Let's make sure that we understand the call. The identifier is for expansion, that's correct. So we're doing this invisibly here. So then we're copying this block to put a copy of the block in the wait, what? Boy, that's a loud motorcycle. Okay, wait. Oh, we're copying. This is what I don't understand, actually. I don't understand. Oh, okay, never mind. These both have, okay. Okay. Haha, I forgot the thing that I just programmed 2 days ago. So we're doing the copy of this. This gets activated during copies. So during the copy, this happens and gets inserted there. Lawler coaster. So that is where we're creating this identifier. The question is, like, what frickin' scope is it getting parented into, right? The problem is very likely that this identifier it's getting blocks get current. So are we not pushing the right block? what should the right block be? The right block should be when we start the insert, the right block should be here, but we probably don't do that. Procedure call. So there's got to be a time when we're doing the insert. Yes. Okay. We need to push we need to make, okay, wait. The enclosing scope maybe got pushed here. Yes. Yes, right. So dest here, this is a scope that starts at line 199. 199. So I think it's probably this one. Well, okay, we probably created it. Okay, hold on. We created expansion block, right? That's dest. When we're expanding the macro. Expansion block is an invisible block that lives inside the place being expanded. Okay. Expansion block's parent is another block at line 216, right? Which is there, yes. Okay, so this all makes sense. Okay. So why does this identifier not resolve? Should resolve. Should resolve. It's got members, 5 members. Really? Why is expansion block got 5? Let's look at that. A little surprise. Whoops, not 45. I don't want the Donald Trump number of members. Okay. 0. V. Wait, what? Oh, that's this V. 4 parameters and this. Because for macros, we expand the parameters. So 4 should be the it. Yes, it. Okay. That's great. That looks correct. See, I feel like I just made a dumb mistake setting up the scopes, though. Okay, when we do this insert, we're going to push that block. Expand. That's expansion block. Now we're down in the insert. And okay, here's the thing is, I mean, I guess this should still be inside expansion block. But then this is, the confusing thing is this is a scope itself. And so that's parent is probably not getting set, right? So here's a block, right? Block and scope are kind of synonyms in this program, which probably won't be true forever, but it is right now. Okay, so dest's parent is expansion block. See, that's not, oh yeah, it is right. Dest has members 2. And one of these is going to be, so one of these is going to be, I actually don't know. These are maybe added by the for loop. Or are these added by the for loop? Yes. Okay, guess what? We're adding extra variables that are not meant to be there because they're from a different, they're from a different implementation of for loops. That is not the new one. That is not what I expected the problem to be. But not that surprising. See, here we go. Do we do this way back when parsing? Because that would suck. I hope not. We do. Okay. That's probably not the play. It is probably not the play. Not least because a user-submitted syntax tree needs to also do that stuff. So it's probably, is that duplicated code right now, or? Yeah. Oh no, we just expect it to be set up. Oh no, that's the export. That's the import. Yeah, we just expect it to be set up. Not ideal. Not ideal. Okay. Changing where these happen, which is kind of my inclination, would be a large change. I mean, not large in the grand scheme of things, but like relatively large. It would be big enough that we would turn off the new functionality. Do that change, debug it on the old functionality, check it in, and then turn it on. So the question is, do I want to do that, or do I want these declarations hanging around for some reason? Because part of the new functionality that I'm not doing yet is letting you rename the things. And so when I add renaming the things, do I want these? And I believe the answer is no. I believe the answer is no. So, okay, so what do? I turn off the new functionality. I go back, I change it so that these things don't get created at parse time. They get created at type inference time if we're doing the kind of loop that needs them. Then we change the way the data is exported to the meta program. This will be better anyway, because the program text doesn't have like whole declarations for these things. It just has identifiers right now. However, you actually want declarations so that you can know the type of the iterator. But then to require people to do those on import is a little weird, but maybe it's the simplest thing. Okay, this is the plan. No, I haven't done the language update talk yet. Have any new major features been added? Yes, but not publicly. Not publicly. Okay. Let's do it. The chat is killing my brain cells right now. Sorry. Okay, so let's make sure that we still run and have not broken the world, because we're about to break the world when we make this change. We are about to break the world. Okay, well, this is weird. I hope somebody didn't break the build before going on vacation. I did this at the start of the stream and it didn't compile, and then I updated and I assumed that I fixed it, but maybe not. Okay, big check-in. Big check-in. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right. Okay, look at that. look at that. Why is someone asking me how compile times are? I just compiled. You just saw it on the screen. You just saw me compile. Okay. I'm gonna need some pizza. Hey hummus, what's up? What's up, man? Okay. So we now do major annoying changes. Let's see how it goes. Ident.decal. Okay. So instead of making these declarations at parse time, we're just going to set. See, I also want to be more sterile with regard to information going in and out of the syntax tree to the user program. So I think the declarations, these declarations that we create, that we do an exported version of, I think those are going to be like output only. We ignore them on input because you want to reinfer the type of the thing based on the identifier. So what gets stored in the syntax tree node here is, at this point, is just the identifiers for each of these. So iterator name and index name here, which start as it or it index. Yeah. Okay. We're going to set those down here. We're going to say should come up with better names for these. So we're going to set those. This blocks.push, I don't even know what that's for anymore. Maybe it's not for anything. Although we actually, okay. We want these to be identifiers. Okay, this is See, we want these names, if they're going to be identifiers, the reason to do that is so that they have information, like lexical information on them, like what is the file name and the line numbers. And I'm sort of throwing that away. But we don't have it consistently, because if they're implicit, meh. Okay. We're going to even get rid of these local variables. That way we make sure that we handle it. Let's call it value name. Screw it. We're going to get less confusing. Oh. So we make the each up here. All right, so iterator name up here, index name. Do we say make ident from token? No, we literally go token arrow name. Okay, fine. We're going to make this up here. First arrow name. All right. But it's not called iterator name, it's called value name. Value name. That's still index name. Okay. Yeah, I guess there should be value flags and index flags. Right? Okay. Value flags and index flags. Okay. Do this stuff. And then all this declaration things. For now, we're still going to make them down here. But Okay, the tricky thing is we make a little scope here, and then this gets parented from that. Is this, I don't think that's active, right? What? Okay, so all this code is just not a thing. Let's just ignore it for now. We don't want to delete it yet because we're not trying to be disruptive till this works. Actually, we can leave this all like this and say, value name, and then index name. That might be enough. Probably not. Probably we messed some things up. Yep. Left and right. Okay. Make Adam doesn't, what? Okay, that's right. I don't know why I was thinking that that was that. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, make ident. That's what I wanted, not make, okay, that's, I was crossing the streams. Don't cross the streams. So that's sure not going to compile. Oh my God, okay. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. From what I can tell looking in the chat, nobody has any idea what I'm working on. That's okay. All right. So that works. Whoops. I am making for loops not be in the parser. I'm making a small aspect of for loops not be in the parser. If for loops aren't in the parser, then you can't parse for loops, which would be a problem. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're going to make a thing here called add for iterator declarations enter each, right? And that's just going to be this. So and this probably won't work because it's going to require some more things that are local variables or something. Yes, right is undeclared identifier. Let's actually get that pop back. Let's get that back. Okay. Oh, blocks.pop. Okay, we're not going to use this blocks.pop actually. Because this block stack is in the parser, and we want to move this out of the parser. We want this to be happening after parse time. So what we're going to do actually, we're setting the enclosing scope on these declarations, honestly. I'm not sure why we were doing that anymore. Okay. Let's just put this in its own variable just in case. Add statement. This identifier already should have an enclosing scope, but I don't know why we're setting that there. What's it called? List expression, right? This, we have some thises. Oh. We need to change our allocation routine. We could be asked there. Okay, who knows what's going to happen there? Maybe bad things, maybe non-bad things. So far, it seems like non-bad things. We're going to compile in debug mode to make sure we don't trip any asserts, though. If we don't, we're going to check this in as a temporary, and then we're just going to move the time that that procedure happens. And we'll see what happens. Okay. So, in progress, refactoring for loop stuff. Oh yeah, I have a no check-in. You know what? Okay, let's do it before we check in. Our theory was that this is not even in use. Oh yeah, we were going to do debug build also. I think I was doing that for generality in some way, right? Wait, what? Oh, that's an else. Fucking Emacs, dude. Hate this program. Okay. We're going to assume that that's the right thing. All right. Let's do a quick release build. Do a quick debug build. Debug build. What's going on, people? What is going on? All right, well, it appears to run compiled by debug builds. So let's just commit that. Bam. Ba-bam. Okay. Now, yeah, we're just going to change where this happens. What was it called? It was called add iterator declarations. We're not going to do that. Actually, let's just try this simple thing. What if we do it down there? That should still work, hopefully. Maybe it doesn't for some reason, but it should. Statements in block after break. Because we're adding, okay. This is in fact a problem. We need to do more. So I had thought that these were going into a separate block. That was like above the one that was being used, but it's not. We could make it that way. So the problem is, so that we have a choice about what to do. One, we add an extra scope between the scope that you declare and the one where these declarations go. And if we actually do that, then we wouldn't have to make this not happen at parse time. We could just cut it out later, which would be an interesting possibility. Except that I want to make this not happen at parse time for other reasons that we discussed earlier in the stream. On the other hand, it's like maybe a little bit faster to not do that. It's not really cleaner, though. It can't be said to be cleaner. Let's just put it in its own scope. You could argue that that's a little bit slower, actually, and it may be a little bit slower to do that. But the alternative is to like edit this scope to put statements at the beginning, which is also not fast. Although maybe not as slow as the other thing. If I make it a separate scope, I could defer the refactoring part until later. I don't know if we want to do that. You think I need 2 pizzas? I do have a pizza in the background. I ate some right before the stream. And maybe we'll have some after the stream. It's not optimizing premature. Well, okay, look. The things that people say about premature optimization, I don't think are generally right. Like, it's technically true that you don't want to optimize prematurely, but most of the way that heuristic gets applied in the real world happens to be erroneous anyway. So yeah, I'm just trying to think through what I want to do. That's all. Like, what I'm trying to do is the following. Since, as people are saying, the compiler has been in development for a long time, that is true. It's been in development for long enough that I'm starting to know pretty much how things ought to be, right? The things are no longer the first guess. They're still not perfect. There's big structural changes that I want to do. But I can at least look at things now and say, like, okay, I know how this fits into the rest of the picture that is developed, right? And can make an attempt at making the best thing. And so when I talk about making things slower or not, that is being made within the framework of, or that observation is being made within a framework of kind of knowing how things have been going and how they will be going for a while, because the structure of the compiler, there's like a limit to how fast it can change without breaking everything, right? And so given the way things are structured right now, like having an additional scope is a little slower. But there are benefits to it too, right? Okay. If it's not really any harder to do the fast thing than the slow thing, then you should do the fast thing, all other things being equal, right? So it's not really premature optimization, because the thing is, if you always do the slow thing first, even when you don't need to, then you just make more work for yourself between your starting point and the goal of having a fast program. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you could go straight to fast, then having to go through slow and then get to fast just gives you more work to do. And so, you know, part of being highly effective is not doing that when you don't have to. In this case, you know, I'm not really sure which one is best. I'm thinking about the relative performance trade-offs of two different things. It doesn't really matter that much ultimately. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So what I'm kind of saying here is I have the option of making a new scope, or the option of doing what I'm still doing, which is putting this stuff in the same scope, but then juggling it around later. Which frankly is problematic. That'll lead to messier code. So I'm going to do the thing that is not messier. In principle, this might be messier in some other ways. It's certainly going to give me more things to do. So kind of what's been going on, let me go to the data structure, is in this for each, right? You just have this block, which is like, here's the statements that we're doing each time through the loop. And that used to be mostly your statements, except that I also just sort of squeezed in the iterator declarations in there. And the thing is now, if it's a custom iteration, then we don't really want iterator declarations in the same way. I mean, again, though, maybe we do. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I might do all this, and then it might end up not mattering. But I can't see that yet. I can't see that yet. So yeah. Okay, so instead of having this, we can have like an iterator block, and block is parented to iterator block, and everything should still work the same. Let's try that. Now the problem is that other parts of the program aren't going to know about iterator blocks, so we're going to have to do that. We're going to say add iterator block here. And then this block parent is each iterator block. Assert each iterator block is not null. Oh, wait. Now the reason we had to do all this hassle was because we had to add things to it before calling parse block. But we actually don't. We actually don't. Blocks.push each iterator block, blocks.pop, and then here this parse block can be simpler. Braces are optional. We don't need a pre-existing block though, right? We're just calling parse block, and then we can get rid of all this stuff. Right. This is that iterator block. And then here, we're going to make a block here. We need to get the enclosing scope. Oh, that's the child new blocks. That's the block parent. Okay. Iterator block, owning statement, block imperative. Let's set owning statement on this. Body block, body block, body block, owning statement is each. Okay, so this is the iterator block. Okay. So now, other things that have to happen are as follows. When we flatten, that's not flatten, here. Okay. Copier, we don't need to copy those things except, yeah. When we copy a block containing a loop, we don't want to copy the iterator block because that gets reinserted in type checking. So we have to like reparent the frickin' thing. Okay, that's a little creepy. Child block, that's on parser. Ugh. Block parent is enclosing scope. Add iterator block. think some of this code is very old. All right, let's see how big of a mess we made. Return must occur inside a function. Lambda. Let's check to see if child new block does anything else. Belongs to lambda and parent. Well, that's great. Wait, didn't I just... I didn't save the file. I thought I saved it. My brain said saved. All right, well, that's bad. This is... Oh, we're asserting that ident_decal is set. We actually don't, we are changing that. That is no longer the constraint. Oh, wait, yes, no, okay, okay. Iterator block, okay. See, you change things and then things are different. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do about the fact that things are different? Find in block. Oh, so it's null. All right, okay, so we're setting these things up in the parser right now. Right. So we need to copy the iterator block. All right. So now we are failing to set things up in some way. So, you know, the iterator block is supposed to have this declaration for I, but like we're not finding it. I suspect these are only in polymorphic routines. We're not setting the parenting correctly. Yeah. Okay. Iterator declaration was not properly tied to a statement. What does that even mean? It's probably just the way that we're trying to look it up is outdated. Not properly tied to a statement. Find asked each from target ident. Block owning statement. Okay. Wait, this is set to the demo program. This probably won't even trip right now. And it's got our old data breakpoint that's really slow. Let's turn off. Oh, come on. Why do I use this program? It's so frustrating. No. Stop. Don't do any of these things. Stop. Oh my God. All right. See, vtune took over my bottom thing. We have to remove that. All right. So which block is this?